time for a legendary flashback.
Gee, it's great after being out late, walking my baby back home. Arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing a song, or I'm reciting a poem. Hours go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile, snuggles her head on my chest. We starting to pet, and that's when I get her talcum all over my vest. After I kinda straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, then I continue again, walking my baby back home. She's afraid of the dark, so I have to park outside of her door till it's light. She says if I try to kiss her, she'll cry. I dry her tears all through the night, hand in hand to a barbecue stand. Right from her doorway we roam. Eats and then it's a pleasure again, walking my baby, talking my baby, loving my baby. I don't mean maybe, walking my baby back home.
Trailer for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes. But 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. Third boxcar, midnight train, destination Bangor, Maine. Wool worn out suit and shoes. I don't pay no union dues. I smoke old stogies I have found, short but not too big around. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. I know every engineer on every train, all of the children and all of their names, and every handout in every town, and every lock that ain't locked when no one's around. I sing trailers for sale or rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. Ain't got no cigarettes. But 2 hours of pushing broom buys a 8 by 12 4-bedroom. I'm a man of means by no means, king of the road. Trailers for sale, rent, rooms to let 50 cents. No phone, no pool, no pets. I ain't got no cigarettes. But 2 hours of pushing broom buys a
My darling, I have often thought of things we used to do. And now I sit and wonder why you've gone and left me blue. You said you'd never leave me. You said you'd never go.
You're listening to Legends Radio, KLVZ, 810 AM and HD, Brighton, Denver. KLVZ FM 94.3 and 95.3. Streaming at legends953.com.
Welcome to the Garden Wise Show with Colorado's most knowledgeable and entertaining garden experts with host Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy. Get ready for gardening tips that you can use right now. New plants, hot products, and the latest from horticultural science. The phone lines are open, so call into the Legend Studio now. 303-477-2473. That's 303-477-2473. Or text your questions and photos to 303-477-5600. That's 303-477-5600. On the air since 1994, Keith and his guests have been answering your questions about gardening in the high-altitude desert of the Colorado Front Range. And now, here's your host, Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy.
Okay, I guess I better be ready for this show this morning. Good morning, everybody, and happy gardening this weekend. It's going to be a fantastic weekend to be out in the yard.
Oh, it's going to be beautiful.
So hopefully you have time and you're not too busy doing other things like hauling children around to soccer games and all that sort of thing. I know that that's a priority. But in my life, as a retired man, when the kids are gone out of the house, I have time. And what I've been doing lately, oh, by the way,
I'm so jealous.
My name is Keith Funk. I'm going to be your host until 9 o'clock today, answering your gardening questions, and you can give us a call here at 303-477-2473, or you can text us your questions at 303-477-5600. And the nice thing about texting is you can include a picture. Or you can go to Facebook, our Facebook page, which is the Garden Wise Show on Facebook. And right now we're on Facebook Live, so you can actually watch us do the show and ask your questions in the comment section. So there's no excuse. You have 3 different ways to contact us. And by us, I mean me and my lovely co-host, Devin Huckel.
Good morning.
On my left, your right. And we're both going to be here answering your questions today, talking about stuff that's going on in the yard, what you should be doing, what's going on at the garden centers, what the plant societies are doing this spring, and what and when and where. So we have a lot to discuss this morning. And the first thing I wanted to talk about is the sunrise today is at 6:48.
It was spectacular.
It was very pretty.
I have lots of pictures in my phone.
Okay. And sunset today is at 7:23. It's getting later.
I love it. I love it.
So that gives us a day length of 12 hours and 30 minutes.
Woo!
So we've passed that tipping point. Thank you.
We have.
The unfortunate information I have for you today.
I'm going to guess you're throwing out an ET number.
I am going to throw out an ET number, which is 1.17 inches in the last week.
Ooh.
It has jumped from just over half an inch to over an inch in 1 week's time.
Yeah. I've got, from a couple weeks ago, I got an ET of 0.69. So,
Yeah.
oh my goodness.
It has really jumped.
Those a handful of warm days.
Yeah,
Man.
those lovely gardening days.
I know.
They can take their toll. And a lot of cities have already started implementing their watering restrictions because our snowpack has dropped precipitously down to an average for the state of less than 25%.
Yeah, that's scary.
That's very scary.
That's so scary.
And part of the reason is it's been so warm that the snowpack is melting.
Yeah.
Which, gives us the runoff, which we're expecting, which we need.
Yeah.
But, I'm told Lake Dillon you could walk across it practically. It's so low.
I haven't seen it. Yeah.
So I haven't seen it either. People I know that have driven by it and are
And
worried.
we get 90% of our water from the mountain snowpack.
Oh, yeah.
Denver does. I didn't know that it was that high. But yeah.
And some of the surrounding cities have their own reservoirs. And then there's a lot of places that are using wells, supplementing with wells.
Oof.
But I know that Denver started their restrictions on the 25th of this month, so they're already enforced 2 days a week.
Which I'm glad, because that's what everybody wants to do. Is they want to turn their irrigation systems on because it's been warm, and they want to start up at a normal watering schedule. And I was reading some articles about they know when people turn their irrigation systems on.
Oh, yeah?
Based by the amount of water usage.
Oh, of course,
And when it increases, and usually people turn their irrigation systems on the beginning of May to mid-May. And that it would be a whole month to a month and a half early if everyone's turning their systems on now, and how devastating that could be to the fact that we have zero water to begin with.
Well, I'm either going to turn my irrigation system on because it's so dry, or I'm going to drag a hose. So I'm going to use the water one way or another.
Yeah.
Turning my irrigation system on is much more convenient.
Sure.
As far as time goes. And I can keep track of it because I can set the time on the irrigation system, whereas I don't have a timer on my sprinkler hose.
Yeah. Me
so
too.
I can lose track. Although I do have a timer on my watch.
Yeah, and I try to set it and move it around and try to behave myself, but one of the things I was noticing is like small properties are easier to water by a hose, but I have several large properties that are 1.5 acres to 2 acres. They are almost impossible to water by a hose.
Well, you remember my Lakewood
Yeah.
house. That was all by hose dragging. There was not any underground.
There was no irrigation.
No.
Oh, God.
And that was like 3/4 of an acre.
Yeah, but I get it. The value of plants are tremendous, and
Oh
not
my
just
gosh, yes.
and not just dollar amounts out of our pockets, but like these big, huge shade trees and things like that. Like, they do a lot to cool, to keep things cool, and to keep the evaporation less.
And to sequester carbon and to
Oh,
provide
yeah.
wildlife habitat and filter the air and mitigate sound. They do all sorts of things. And like you said, it's not just the dollar value of the plants that you've put in, but it's also the dollar value of your property.
Yeah, yeah. The mature value of a tree is a dollar amount you could never be replaced.
Right, exactly. The national statistics are it's your landscape of your home is about 15% of the total value of your property.
It is. So, I am again removing more grass this year.
I did that last year.
Grass is a thirsty thing, and I love grass, and so I have nothing against that, grass, because, in general, plants are beneficial, and so is grass. It covers the ground, and you're much better off having a plant covering the ground than you are having bare soil.
Oh yeah.
And so, grass will do that, but you've got to have something for kids to play on. You've got to have something for
Well, and I will disagree with every single article I read. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
I will disagree with you that lawns are a barren, toxic wasteland with no life.
Yeah.
That is so wrong.
I disagree
That
with
is
it.
the worst
100%
information.
Too.
Yeah.
Well, and over the years, people have really demonized lawns.
Yeah.
And I'm not in that category ever, or
no.
nor would I be. Lawns are extremely beneficial.
They are.
But,
you don't need 3 acres of it.
I don't need 3 acres of it, and I don't need lawn in my front yard.
Yeah.
I have no reason for lawn in my front yard,
No.
other than my neighbors might find it more aesthetically pleasing than the than the menagerie I got going on. But
Well, when I was growing up, we had we were on a corner lot, and most of the property was in the front and the side yard. Our backyard was very small. And so with 5 kids playing football and doing all kinds of stuff, that was all done in the front yard. That's where all the lawn was.
Yep.
But that was a different state. That was a different rainfall situation.
Sure.
And I don't want to discourage people from planting things this year, because
No.
hand watering is not forbidden. It's
Yeah.
not regulated.
It's not regulated at all.
At all. It's just running your sprinkler system.
Yep.
So my recommendation is, if you turn your sprinkler system on early, set the settings to off
Yeah, that's my suggestion too, and manually run it.
and manually run it. And if you want to, you can spend a couple of $200 or $300, put a timer, a clock controller in that you can control from your phone.
Yeah, 100%.
It's so easy
Yeah,
to do
I
from
have
your
one.
phone. And I do too. My wife got me one a couple of years ago. You knew that.
Yeah, I knew.
Well, you helped her get it.
I bought it. I picked it up for you.
And it is the most wonderful thing. You can program it from anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
I don't care where you can be on a riverboat in Europe.
As long as you're connected to the internet, you
Yeah.
can access it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're so convenient. But
But that way, I only water the zones.
yeah,
And I have, 6 zones. So I don't have that many zones. I got my property is a quarter of an acre. So when you take the house away and the driveway and the sidewalks
yeah,
and the patio, but 6 zones, and I only maybe run 1 or 2 on any given day.
yeah, and that's at this time of year. I'm just, if you're deep watering once a week, even with these warm temperatures,
Yeah.
that's plenty.
And that's my goal is, okay, I'm going to only be able to water twice a week. And I don't remember what days I have. I'll have to look back on the internet for that. And that's what I encourage everybody to do in your city. Check what your restrictions are and when they start. But I'll just water longer as long as there's no runoff.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's what my suggestion is.
So the
yeah.
water goes deeper. The plants will follow that water down. The root systems will follow it down. And, I guess we might as well debunk one of the common myths anymore, is that plants don't go looking for water.
Yeah.
They don't. Their roots do not grow through dry soil. Thinking that there might be water just a few more inches or a few more feet down or to one side or another. No, they don't do that.
They don't.
The roots grow where there is moisture. That's it.
So when you deep water, it causes those roots to go deeper into
Follow
the
the
soil.
water.
Yeah?
Exactly.
So that's my suggestion. We're not trying to take the number of total minutes that you would have watered in 3 days and shove that into 2 days. The whole point of the restrictions is to conserve water. But, you might bump up the run time on those 2 days a little bit longer
Yeah.
to water deeper.
And you can hand water any of the pots, container gardening that you're doing. You can hand water your vegetable garden if it's not really big. Hand watering a vegetable garden is a little difficult because it puts the water down so quickly that it looks like you may have watered enough,
Yeah.
but it didn't go as deep as you thought because it can't soak in that fast. Anyway, I don't quite understand drip irrigation restrictions. It sort of sounded like drip irrigation is not regulated.
And that could be. But most plants that you have on drip irrigation, if you run it longer and still run it if it's established plant material, it's still going to be fine.
Yeah,
It
but
just,
definitely.
the big problem is it depends on how hot we are, right?
Yeah,
I think the problem isn't the amount of water that we're going to be restricted to use this year. It's how warm we're going to be coupled with that.
Yes.
But, my long range forecast right now for April looks like it's going to settle back into more spring-like temperatures.
Oh, good.
Where it's going to be in that 60-degree range during the daytime and 30 to 40 at night.
Perfect.
So, I think I'm panicking a little bit. I'll be honest. But
I see that maybe this next week coming that we might get a couple of days of rain.
yeah.
And maybe enough to just wet the sidewalk. I don't know. But hopefully something that's significant. But I don't want to discourage people from planting things. You can
I have got a bunch of stuff on my list. I see people in my gardening groups too saying that they're not going to plant their vegetable gardens this year.
Oh, why not?
I know, because I'm like, no. You have to think plants grown on your property
Yeah.
is 1,000 times more sustainable than food grown in Florida or
And shipped
California or Mexico and then shipped in.
Yeah.
Like resource wise.
Right.
So
And you
anyways.
know what the inputs were.
Yeah.
You know?
100%.
But what I was going to say is you can get a special permit. Like if you're putting in a lawn, putting in some sod, like a new construction or whatever, or you're overseeding your lawn or something like that, you can get a special permit that will allow you to water as much as you need to establish that.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is apply for it from the Denver Water. And and I also wanted to remind people that I understand that planting native plants is very popular right now, or xeric plants.
Yep.
But they're not water tolerant, drought tolerant, or xeric tolerant until they're established.
I'm seeing that circling a lot around the internet right now too. That I'm just going to, I'm going to plant my yard full of native or drought tolerant plants, and this year, and then that'll solve the problem. You have to water a new plant, whether it's a hydrangea or it's a sage plant. You have to water them to get them established.
And that can take 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Not just 2 to 3 weeks or 2 to 3 months, but 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Trees take even longer. So, especially if you're starting with big trees, like 2 and 3 inch caliper trees.
100%.
That can take 5 years or more to get them established.
Yeah.
So I always like to recommend going with a smaller size, but HOAs think they know everything, and if you're putting in a tree, it has to be 2.5 inches or 3 inches, and it's
anything like an inch and a quarter and less. That is my ideal planting size.
and it's been proven that they establish more quickly. They start growing more. They catch up very quickly.
They'll end up outgrowing the bigger size eventually.
Exactly.
In better shapes usually because they're growing evenly.
Yep. And they're easier to prune because they're not so tall. You can take care of some of the pruning and training of the tree as well. So definitely don't avoid the garden centers. Don't walk away from your garden. Don't resist planting things because, like I said, you can hand water any day of the week as long as it's not between 10 a.m. in the morning and 6 p.m. at night.
Yeah.
Which you're probably going to be at work anyway.
My
So-
mom loves to she hand waters her garden all the time, and she goes out early in the morning, and it's almost a meditative thing for her. So she loves it.
Yeah. Oh, and we should say on the controller for your sprinkler system, if you have one, Rainbird is a good one.
100%.
Ratio
is a great one. It's a local company.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they're a Colorado. I think they're actually they're a Denver area based company. So I can't remember if it's Denver or if it's Boulder they're out of, but they're Colorado local. So and their first set of irrigation clocks needed some tweaking a little bit, but now they're amazing.
Yeah. They are very well. So either one of those brands, I think I got a Rainbird one, didn't I?
You did, and that's
I love it.
there's Hunter. Hunter's a great brand
Oh,
too.
yeah.
But the Rainbird one's cheaper, and it's just as easy to use.
Yep.
Or easier.
And one other thing I wanted to bring up about this whole native thing is you need to specify what you mean by native.
100%.
Is it native to Colorado Front Range, or native to Colorado in general, native to the Southwest, native to west of the Mississippi, native to United States, native to North America? Native where?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
it makes a huge difference.
it makes a huge difference.
Makes a huge difference.
Yeah. So anyway, We've got to take our first break of the hour. We're going to come back and talk to Pat on the phone out in Arvada, and we've got a text message waiting for us, and a lot of other good information for you after we get off our little soapbox today.
Right, we are on it.
You're listening to The Garden Wise Show on Legends 810.
The team at Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden Center is having a blast getting ready for spring. Seeds and seed starting supplies are fully stocked, and every employee is a gardener who loves helping you plan. Whether you're starting seeds indoors or mapping out your vegetable or flower garden, they'll help you choose what to grow, when to plant, and how to use your space. Indoor gardening? Still going strong even in winter. Herbs, cool season veggies, and hardy annuals and perennials are arriving now, with new varieties every week. Jared's focused on cold hardy plants, but remember, if we get a cold snap, even tough plants need protection. Pansies are resilient, just keep an eye on the forecast. Spring bulbs are in, plus seed potatoes and onion sets ready to plant now. Dahlia and gladiola bulbs are available too. Don't plant them outside yet, but grab them early for the best selection. You can even start dahlias indoors. Easter decor is arriving, and the 19th annual Easter egg hunt is Saturday, April 4th. Staggered start times by age group, photos with the Easter Bunny, and thousands of candy-filled eggs. New treasures arrive weekly. Check our website at jaredsgarden.com for free weekend classes. No registration needed. Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden Center, family owned for 47 years at 10500 West Bulls Avenue. Open 9 to 6 weekdays and 9 to 5 weekends.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borders damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? Fertilome Tree and Shrub Soil Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Soil Drench is a liquid, systematic that can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck or chew on the leaves or bore under the bark. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour onto the soil around the base of the tree. No messy spraying involved, and an application can last up to 1 year. Apply in early spring so your plants are fully protected before the bugs show up. Protect your trees with Fertilome Systematic Tree and Shrub Soil Drench. Find it at your favorite local independent nursery, garden center, or hardware store, including the Tree Farm in Longmont, Wilmar Nursery in Littleton, Nick's Garden Center, Jared's Garden Center. Be sure to tell them the Garden Wise guys sent you.
It's like the difference between soft, gentle rain and a monsoon. That's how I compare the effect of a Dram Rain wand on plants to the hard blast of a typical spray nozzle attachment to your garden hose. Water flows through 400 tiny holes in the Dram Rain wand's soft shower nozzle to bathe and refresh your plants, not damage them or wash away soil. Its handy-reach handle has a 60-degree bend and conveniently extends to more distant garden rows and hanging baskets. And there's a fingertip shutoff valve. No wonder professional growers in the greenhouses and nurseries use Dram watering tools. Today, there are imitators, but nothing matches the superior quality of the original, invented over 50 years ago. They're simply the best. Dram watering tools are available at Tagawa Gardens in Centennial, Nick's Garden Center in Aurora, and Jared's Garden Center in Littleton.
All right, boys and girls, we are back to the Garden Wise Show. And speaking of Dram watering tools, I want to tell you that we started this last week. I gave away one of these lovely Dram turret sprinklers to one of our listeners. And all you have to do to qualify is to go to my website, thegardenwiseguy.com, or it's just Garden Wise Guy. It's not the Garden Wise Guy. Gardenwiseguy.com. Go there, sign up for the newsletter, which is free. There's no charge for the newsletter. It comes out monthly. I write it. And you'll be entered into a drawing for a free turret sprinkler that I will send you. This is a $40 value.
Yeah.
Or more, depends on which store you're at. But I love this thing. I use it all the time because this little black center ring right here, you can turn it and you can hear it. You can hear it click to different positions, and that means it's going to different watering patterns. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 watering patterns on this ring. Well, you know, long, narrow, rectangles, squares, round, all sorts of things.
Yeah.
Half rounds, half squares. So It's metal. It's nice and heavy. It's going to last a lifetime.
Dram is such
The
an
best.
amazing company.
They are the best.
They
All their
are the
watering
best.
tools.
And they're metal. They're not. They don't.
Yeah.
They're heavy duty.
Yeah, they are. They're
Yep.
they're very good. So just go to the my website, gardenwiseguy.com. Sign up for the newsletter, free, and you'll get that in your email every month. And check out the website. I've been on the air for over 30 years, and we just now have a website.
That's all right.
Old dogs, new tricks, that sort of thing. And let's go out and talk to Pat about what she's got to say today. Good morning, Pat.
Hi. I had a pines last year that the moth got into and started eating, and I used the Fertilome tree and shrub drench on
Correct.
those.
Uh-huh.
Now, I've got a brand new one this year, and somewhere I read, don't use that on a brand new one. Would that be right?
No, you can
No.
use it on a brand new one.
Yep.
And since you've had
Okay.
problems with it in the past, it's probably in your neighborhood
Mm-hmm.
on other pines, and so your new one is going to be vulnerable. When did you treat
Right.
the old one?
The old ones I planted 2 years ago.
Well, and when did you treat them with the drench? Was it fall or spring?
Would be spring.
Okay, so you're due to do it again if you
Yeah.
haven't already.
I did.
Yeah, it's a once a
planted
year.
two of them. I treated 2 of them already, but the one that's brand new is the one I'm not knowing. It said the reasoning was behind it was because the roots couldn't uptake the drench. I don't know.
No, absolutely, they can take it up.
Yep.
No, there's no
Yeah,
reason
it does.
to delay that. I would definitely treat your new one just because it's going to be vulnerable to what's flying around your neighborhood with
Yeah.
the pine tip moth.
Yeah, I just couldn't understand what sense that actually made.
It doesn't make any sense. Where did you get that information?
I think on the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Nope. You're good. Treat it. Protect it.
Okay.
Yeah, always. If you can't call us on Saturdays, call your neighborhood garden center that you trust and ask them. Everything on the internet. I mean, unless it comes from CSU or a Botanic Gardens or some kind of scientific background, to me it's always suspect.
Yeah. And you can always reach out to your local extension agent.
Oh yeah,
Too.
yeah.
Mhm. If you have questions like that.
Do these moths come from that white looking kind of butterfly deal that flies around?
Oh no, those are the white cabbage
Those are cabbage
butterfly.
loopers, yeah.
That white little butterfly. I saw my first one the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
I haven't seen any yet.
They'll go after your cabbage and broccoli and cauliflower, any of those cole crops, and they lay eggs on them, and then the little green caterpillars come out and eat the foliage.
Yeah, that's what you find on the kale.
Yep.
Yeah, on kale too.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of that
Yeah.
family, all that mustard family group.
Yeah. Which all comes from one
great.
plant.
Can you believe that?
I know,
Cauliflower,
I
broccoli, Brussels sprouts, they're all from the same plant.
Kale. Yeah. They're all from one plant that they
Have selectively bred.
bred out
Yeah.
into different plants. It's absolutely mind-boggling.
It is. It
Sorry,
really is.
squirrel moment.
Oh, I like that. I'm going to steal that.
Squirrel moment.
I thought that the instructions on that drench was that you go ahead and apply the drench, and then you applied a gallon of water after that. And I didn't see that instructions on the list. Is that?
Usually you do, because you only, well, as I recall, I'm just using my memory here, Pat, so don't hold me to this. But you typically will mix it up in a 2 or 3 gallon watering can, pour it around the
Right.
plant. And if it's a big plant, yeah, you do want to
Yeah.
add some extra water to get it down into the soil
To the root
profile
zone.
where the roots are. If it's a small plant, that's probably enough water.
If it's your newly planted one, I would probably just water it in with that and not add any additional water.
Yeah.
But always with any kind of chemical you're using, read those instructions thoroughly and
Yeah.
follow the instructions.
And I tell you what, it's a novel that comes with that product.
Oh my God, yeah. Rightly so.
Yeah, that. Okay, well, that's what I'll do. I really was skeptical because it doesn't make a lot of sense that it can't uptake the
No, it doesn't make
product.
any sense at all. No.
Okay. Okay, all right. Thank you. That's what I will do.
You're welcome,
welcome.
Pat. Thanks for the call. Nice to hear from you.
Thank you. All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. We've got a text message over here. It says, "Good morning. Is it too early to apply a pre-emergent or a weed preventer? 3004. I don't know what brand that is. The directions say to apply when temperatures are in the 80s. Thanks." And I'd say no, it's not too early, especially if you use a product that I prefer is the Fertilome for all seasons.
Yeah.
It comes in a red bag.
Yep.
It has a mild fertilizer, not a 30% fertilizer.
Yeah, that's
that's pretty heavy
fertilizer.
duty. Yeah, I'm not fond of that particular brand. I'm not going to say what it is.
Yeah.
But the Fertilome product, excellent quality, slow release fertilizer. The pre-emergent in there not only controls or prevents weedy grass seed from germinating, but it also prevents broadleafed weed seed from germinating,
Like your
which is things like
dandelions
purslane and dandelions and spurge. Those are like the three nasties. And so
How-
get it down now.
How long does it last for?
12 weeks.
So if you put one down now, would you then reapply?
You can, because
Yeah.
it's for all seasons, right?
Yeah.
So it's got a 12-week residual in the ground.
Yeah.
And what it does is it kills the seed as it's trying to germinate. But it will not kill any existing weeds that are already growing, like from last year.
Yeah.
So it's not going to kill your established goosegrass or your established dandelions or established bindweed. It's not going to kill those plants.
Yep.
It'll just stop the seed from germinating.
Guess what I'm seeing germinate right now
But
and coming up?
what?
Bindweed. It has been that warm
Oh my goodness.
that I am seeing bindweed germinate
And-
on
and-
warm sides of houses.
My, I always grew up with, if you see the forsythia in bloom, which they are, it's time to put down your pre-emergent.
Yeah, that's a good
And
rule
that
of
if you're
thumb.
going to aerate your lawn, aerate first. Because you don't want to poke holes in that layer of protection you're putting down with the pre-emergent.
Yep. Yep.
Every hole you poke is going to allow a weed to come up there.
Yep.
And trust me, your soil, I don't care who you are, your soil profile has enough weeds seed waiting and sitting there to come up for decades.
Yep.
So aerate first, then put down the weed preventer, and then water it in.
Yep.
That activates it. There's no point in putting it down if you're not going to water it in.
Yep. That's how it activates.
Exactamundo.
We have another pre-emergent. This more is like a preen from John and Golden.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, I put down preen before the little snow we got 2 weeks ago. I still see the preen granules everywhere. Did a small amount of moisture from the snow make the preen effective? So, well, the particles are just the carrier.
Yeah.
The particular, the product, the chemical, the pre-emergent part of it, with the moisture, rinses off the carrier. So you're going to see the carrier hang around.
Yeah.
But the important stuff has gone into the soil.
Yep.
And if you're worried, go ahead and just go give it a little bit of water. It doesn't take much water.
No.
Not a full watering. Maybe 5 minutes worth of watering will
Yeah.
will take care
Activate
of
it.
activating it. Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question. Let's see, what else was it saying? Okay, yeah. So you don't want to wait for the particles to dissolve because that will take a long time. And the other thing about pre-emergence that you use in your flower beds, like preen, is that if you put it down early and then you come in, say in May, and start planting petunias in there, the petunias will be fine.
Yeah.
But you've
punctured
you've
holes in
punctured
your
a hole in
barrier.
your yeah. So wherever you dig into the soil to plant things, that's going to allow weed seed to come up.
Yep.
So check the reapplication timing on those products, and Preen will tell you how long you need to wait before you apply it again, because you can build up actually a toxicity in the soil if you use it too often or too heavily. and that will, so that after you plant your petunias or marigolds or zinnias or cosmos or whatever it is, not in the vegetable garden, by the way, you can, I mean, as far as using the preen in the vegetable garden, know how long it's been since you first put it down so that you're not overlapping too early.
Yeah.
But you can put preen down when you plant your plants, the same day, same time.
In gardening, we always in general, we're humans think more is always better.
Oh,
but in gardening, it rarely ever is.
It rarely ever
Yeah.
is. I can't think of a time, anything that more is better.
Yeah.
Not off the top of my head, at least. Let's see. Oh, somebody in Littleton already has grasshoppers.
Yeah. Yikes.
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 Now, there's, I don't know if they're adult grasshoppers that have wintered over.
And it was such a mild winter, so.
Yeah. Or if these are newbies, little
Babies.
babies, which are easy to kill with most any kind of insecticide, whether it's an organic like spinosad.
Mm-hmm.
Spinosad works pretty good
does
on
work pretty
small
good.
grasshoppers. There's another product, if you don't like using any kind of poison, there's another product, and let me go over here to my little box of magic bags, and I'll show it to you.
Oh, you got some.
It's a product that Fertilome makes, and I recommend the Fertilome brand pretty much
Always.
over anything else. Anything else. And this is called Grasshopper Go, and those of you who are watching live can see this bag. This will be in the garden centers this year, and it's a repellent, and it's based on cedar oil.
And
And I
that,
love the smell of cedar oil.
yeah, and it's, cedar oil in general is repellent against a lot of things.
For grasshoppers, crickets, and other things, it has a pleasant scent. It's safe to use around children and pets as directed. I will make sure I put a picture of this on our Facebook page after the show so that you get an idea of what it looks like. But, at the rate of 1 pound per 200 square feet, 5 pounds per 1,000 square feet. So it goes quite a ways.
Yeah.
And it lasts a good long time through watering and so forth. So you don't have to, it just makes them move to your neighbor's yard.
Or just stay out of yours to get in from the get-go.
Stay out of yours, exactly. So that's something that I'm really excited about, is seeing that particular product on the market, because cedar oil does have a lot of benefits as far as a repellent goes.
Yeah. And, grasshoppers, in just a general note, grasshoppers are easier to kill when they're young versus when they mature.
Exactly.
So if you're noticing them now, treat them now.
Yeah, like I said, spinosad
Yeah, that's
or
great.
spinosad. I'm going to write that down. I'll put that on the Facebook page. Spinosad and the Grasshopper Go. Or if you have something like 8, EIGHT, I like to recommend that particular product for certain things that kills baby grasshoppers very effectively.
Yep.
So yeah, but keep it to keep the pesticides to a minimum if you can. Let's see, where else are we going here? I did want to remind everybody. Last Saturday, we played an ad for Jared's Garden Center, and it had a date for their Easter egg hunt that was incorrect. It said April 14th. Not right.
Yeah.
The actual date is April 4th.
Gotcha.
So
that makes more sense.
I want everybody to know, and I'll repeat this multiple times today. They also got 2 spots on the show, 1 each hour with the correct date. But the Jared's Easter egg hunt is on the 4th of April.
Yeah.
So if you want to do that, it's broken down into start sessions based on the age of the child. They have thousands and thousands of eggs to find with candy and all kinds. It's a big event for them, and kids have so much fun doing that. So that's something you might want to take a look at jaredsgarden.com, and or just type in Jared's Garden Center into Google. It'll come right up.
Yeah.
You don't have to know the exact address, but that's the 4th of April, not the 14th.
That's the one thing that's so lovely about all these local garden centers is they host and put on so many fun events.
Oh, they do.
Yeah, I mean, they are so community based and driven, and we need to go support those local companies because more and more disappear every year.
Yeah. And this is a great time of year to take free classes at the garden centers. All you have to do is go to their website and look at events, and it'll tell you, what they're offering. 99% of the time, they're free.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to sign up. You just show up. The only time they really charge typically is if you're going to make and take something, like if you're going to make a terrarium or if you're going to pot up a hanging basket or whatever.
Yeah.
They'll charge you for the materials.
Sure. And that makes sense.
Yeah. So check out your favorite garden center, find out what kind of classes they're offering, or check a garden center that you maybe have never been to. They may be offering a whole different series of classes that you're interested in.
Yep.
All right? So let's take a break real quick, and we're going to come back and talk to Irene out in Highlands Ranch and a bunch of other stuff.
Yep.
But we haven't even touched on yet.
No.
So just to remind you, you're listening to the Garden Wise Show on Legends 810.
Spring has sprung, and it's time to think about your landscape. This is a reminder from Twin Oaks Consulting that it's a great time to have a professional inspect your trees for any health threats like emerald ash borer, fire blight, scale, and mountain pine beetle. Now is the time to create a custom healthcare program designed to set your trees up for success. Have the big companies been giving you the personalized service you deserve? Why not hire a local expert? Twin Oaks always puts the customer first. Twin Oaks is a full-service, certified and insured landscape design and consultation company specializing in plant health care, including deep root watering and fertilizations. We've got you covered. With certified arborists on staff since 1998, Twin Oaks Consulting is your trusted local partner. Call or text us today at 720-263-2337 or email us at twinoaksconsultation@gmail.com. Visit our website at twinoaksusa.com. Twin Oaks Consulting, where your landscape thrives.
Deer can wreak havoc on your beautiful landscape and eat up to 6 pounds of your garden every single day. You need Deer Scram, the #1 selling granular deer repellent in the USA. Deer are creatures of habit, but with Deer Scram you can break that pattern and train them to stay away from protected areas. Our all-natural formula stimulates a strong fear-based response by emitting an odor that deer associate with danger, repelling them before they even begin browsing. Not only is Deer Scram environmentally safe and won't harm animals, people, or plants, but it's also long-lasting and won't wash off in the rain. You can use it all year round, even in winter, making it great for organic gardens. Choose from 4 sizes and apply Deer Scram now to protect your prized trees, shrubs, and gardens this season. And with our 100% money-back guarantee, you can make certain that it's the right choice. Say goodbye to pesky deer and hello to a beautiful, protected landscape with Deer Scram Deer Repellent.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borders damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? Fertilome Tree and Shrub Soil Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Soil Drench is a liquid systematic that can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck or chew on the leaves or bore under the bark. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour onto the soil around the base of the tree. No messy spraying involved, and an application can last up to 1 year. Apply in early spring so your plants are fully protected before the bugs show up. Protect your trees with Fertilome Systematic Tree and Shrub Soil Drench. Find it at your favorite local independent nursery, garden center, or hardware store, including the Tree Farm in Longmont, Wilmar Nursery in Littleton, Nick's Garden Center, Jared's Garden Center. Be sure to tell them the Garden Wise guys sent you.
Okay, we'll be back and stuff at the Garden Wise Show. And let's see here. Oh, we have a quick question on the text message here. What is the name of the grasshopper product we recommended? And that is a blend called Fertilome. You'll find it only at the independent garden centers. That's the brand that they carry that's exclusive to the independent. And the product is a repellent, not a feed. It's called Grasshopper Go.
Yep.
Comes in a bag. It's a granule.
Cedar oil.
Cedar oil. Not toxic.
Nope.
It's a good repellent. So that's what that's all about. Let's see. Let's go out and talk to Irene in Highlands Ranch. Good morning, Irene.
Good morning, Keith. Can you tell me what I should buy for my mealybugs on my orchids?
Oh, yes.
We're both like, oh, switching gears.
I'll tell you what I use. I use the Bio Advanced. It used to be called Bayer.
Yeah.
It comes in a blue bottle. I use the Bio Advanced 3-in-1 spray.
3-in-1 spray.
Or you can use the Fertilome liquid systemic insecticide.
I'm writing this down because I went into Wilmore and they told me insecticidal, that soap, the spray, but I don't know. It doesn't look like it's very good.
Well, the reason that I don't typically recommend those sorts of things is like the insecticidal soap is a suffocant, so it has to come in contact with the mealybug. And you know as well as I do, on orchids, there's lots of overlapping tissues in the leaves and so forth where the mealybug can hide and the soap doesn't get to.
Yeah.
Right. So tell me again, 3-in-1 spray.
And
that's Fertilome.
No, the 3-in-1 spray is Bio Advanced.
Oh, sorry.
The old Bayer product.
I know. Yeah. Okay. Bio Advanced. And the other one is
the Fertilome.
I'm trying to write Fertilome.
Liquid systemic insecticide.
Liquid system insecticide. And Wilmore would have those.
Yeah, they'll have both of those.
You know, there's just certain bugs I don't mess around with. Mealybug is one of them because by the time you're noticing them, they've already been there having a party.
And don't bother with the alcohol and the Q-tip.
No.
That gets rid of whatever you can see, but that's the tip of the iceberg.
I did that, and I'm starting to lose orchids.
Yeah, and they are so tiny when they're first.
Yeah.
The insect is first around, and you don't see, and they just do so much damage.
But I guess I should tell people that are listening that those two products that I recommended are systemic.
Yeah.
Which means it's absorbed into the plant sap stream and carried throughout the plant. So if you miss a spot, as the mealybug is sucking the juice out of your plant, it's sucking out the poison as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I always make sure when I'm doing my orchids, because mealybug can move down into the root system. So I always make sure I spray the foliage and then I water or dunk the pot with the same product.
Ooh, how will I know how much stuff to use to dunk it?
The same that you use, the same as you use like for the spray. You just want to like a light watering.
Yeah, and wear gloves, wear protective.
Yeah.
Do you recommend doing this like outside on a nice? Because it's got most systemic insecticides have a smell to it.
Well, the Bio Advanced one does not have a smell.
You're right.
Which I really like. The drawback to the Bio Advanced, it's not just an insecticide. It's also a fungicide and a miticide. And if you don't need a fungicide or if you don't need a miticide, you're applying product that you really don't need to apply.
Yeah.
So
Bio Advanced. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I have 20 orchids or more. I mean, it would be a big job to start carrying them all outside.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember if the Fertilome brand has an odor to it.
I don't really care. I can open a door.
It's
something.
a midicloprid.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
not. I don't believe it's going to have a scent.
Yeah. But just wear gloves.
Yeah, and it gives you about 30 days of protection. If I've got a mealybug problem, especially if it's getting out of hand, I would reapply every 15 days. For at least 3 applications, because you need to break that life cycle.
Well, if I only chose one, I mean, you don't mean I need to buy both of these.
No, just choose one, and apply it every 15 to 20 days, for 3 applications total.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, it's very depressing.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It'll clear it up in no time.
Okay, well, I'll go back and get what you said then. All right, thank you very much.
You're so welcome. Thanks for calling.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, insects like mealybug which are those little white cottony looking things that crawl all over the plant. Or scale, that's another one.
Spider mites is
Spider mites,
for me in that category that I don't mess around with. I just treat it and get it gone.
And they're sucking insects. They suck the life out of the plant. They don't chew the plant. They don't eat the leaves or anything like that. They suck the sap out of the plant. And the best way to kill them is to have the control mechanism in the sap.
Yeah,
and that means a systemic.
They do so much damage so quick.
They do. And they multiply quickly, too.
Oh my God.
Now, if you're dealing with aphids, which is another sucking insect, that's a lot easier to deal with.
A lot easier. You can rinse those suckers off
You
sometimes.
can rinse them off, yeah. And they give birth to live young. Did you know that?
Yeah.
They don't lay eggs. They give birth to live young.
Yep.
And they can change from male to female depending on what's needed at the time.
I didn't know that.
Yes.
I didn't.
Stupid things. And Mother Nature is just mean sometimes.
Oh, aphids are out in full force
Yes.
right now.
Yes.
Well, I've been seeing them in bad,
Check your
thick
milkweed.
Yeah.
Any of the milkweeds. That's where they're going to show up first. And
that
lupin.
That orange
Yeah.
aphid.
That bright orange, Bronco orange.
That bright orange aphid that they get.
But lupin is also very susceptible, and so are columbines. And speaking of columbines, we have a question about columbines and sawfly.
Oh yeah, we do.
There's a particular little sawfly that the adult is a flying insect, and it goes around and lays eggs on your columbines, and then they hatch out into these little larvae that eat the foliage. And it can happen practically overnight.
It does, and you're like, what
so
happened?
So quick.
Been there.
So I've started using that Fertilome liquid systemic insecticide.
Yeah.
Because you can use it before, you have to use it before the plants come into flower. So it's not going to hurt the bees or anything like that when you're spraying your columbine. And it gives you about 15 to 30 days worth of protection from that sawfly. And if your columbines are like mine, they're already up 6 or 8 inches tall, and it's time to do it.
Yeah.
Time to do it right now.
Right now.
Yeah. They don't kill the plant.
No, not at all. They'd strip the leaves, and then eventually it'll throw out new leaves. But
by then you've kind of missed the flowering season, and what's the point?
Yeah.
So.
Well, they'll lots of times will still flower, but they'll just be a spike of flowers and no leaves. And
yeah.
My columbines are looking good right now.
Mine are looking. They're looking gorgeous. So that's called Fertilome liquid systemic insecticide, and you can get that at your local garden center. And use it before they bloom. Use it right away. Yeah. And maybe put another application on, I don't know, what is this, the end of March? Maybe put on another application mid to late April.
Yeah.
Just to be on the safe side, because you never really know exactly when they hatch out. And by the time you do know, it's too late.
Yeah, I think we're going to have, with the potentials of our plants being drought stressed a little bit this year, they're just more susceptible to insects and damage and things like that. So we just thought that you have to be on top of your garden this year.
Oh, that's better.
Better?
Okay, yeah. It was too tight on my head.
Got to have some adjustments.
That's right. All right, let's see. Where are we going to go next? We're going to go out to, what time is it? Yeah, we're going to go out to Carol in Highlands Ranch. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, guys. Nice to talk with you this beautiful morning.
Yeah.
Nice to talk to you, too. It's going to be great to get out in the garden today. I can't wait.
Yes. Well, I was out in the garden last weekend, and I discovered 5 holes where my echinacea used to be, and I discovered there was still parts of one of them left, roots and old flowers, so I knew what it was. And I'm pretty sure that's raccoons. What's your thought? Or do squirrels do those?
Yeah, it sounds more like voles.
Well, I don't know if a raccoon, unless do you think he's needing some immune boosting?
Well, they're more carnivorous
joking,
than they are herbivores.
Yeah, they usually don't dig plants up.
Yeah, neither do squirrels. Squirrels don't typically dig up established plants.
Only if they're trying to bury a nut and it happened to be a.
Now, was there residual, the dead plant laying around, or was it all gone?
Only in one of them, and there were, the I had a little small bed of 5 echinacea there in one spot in the garden, and one of them was left, and there were 5 holes, and one of them still had the dried up plant, but all the other plants were gone.
Describe the holes.
They were probably about 3 inches deep, and a good 3 or 4 inches wide.
Bunny?
Might be a bunny.
Bunny. That's what I'm thinking.
I had horrible problems with voles this year, but
it was a bad vole
It could
year.
be a rabbit doing that as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because a vole will leave a hole about the diameter of a golf ball.
Yeah.
And
no, this was bigger. This
yeah.
was bigger.
Okay, so
And bunnies will dig a little bit bigger hole.
and they'll eat the whole thing.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about. That's why I'm asking: is there detritus laying around, or is it just all the stuff is gone and had been consumed? And a rabbit would do that. So would a vole, but sounds like the hole's too big for a vole.
Well, it was both. There were 5 holes, and there was an old echinacea dried up laying in one of them.
Yeah, and they just hadn't gotten to it yet, I guess.
Probably. And then raccoons have been really a bad issue for us, but we live on the greenbelt, so we do get critters. And then my husband also discovered a raccoon latrine beside our air conditioner unit, and our next door neighbor had that last year. And last year, the raccoons destroyed a portion of the siding on our house, and $450 later, we got that all fixed.
Oh my goodness!
So yeah,
little devils.
I know. Then we put that spiky stuff up where they had, chewed through that the siding before, but they were well on their way into our attic.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I heard them during the night, with the noise that they were making, trying to get into the house. So, and then we've had them with problems with my tomato plants, and I use cayenne pepper, and that seemed to help with that. But I don't. Okay, so my husband put repel or something like that by where they had put their latrine out there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what else to do for these nasty critters.
Well, I'm told that the best way to go about it is to hire somebody to come and trap them and relocate them. It's illegal for you to trap skunks. I know that. It might be. You might want to check your local city ordinances.
Okay.
I know that it's legal to trap squirrels, live trap squirrels.
Yeah.
And we have a live trap.
But I can't remember whether it's legal or not to trap raccoons.
Okay. Last summer, my husband went out with the dogs at night, and we have little dogs too, about the size of yours. And so there was Mama and 8 babies sitting on the back rail fence when he went out there. So
yeah,
there's a lot. We have a lot of raccoons in Highlands Ranch. So,
yeah,
trap one.
Yeah, I have to bring my bird feeders in at night. But I'm looking online, and it says yes, it is legal to trap raccoons yourself. Pardon me. I have a raccoon in my throat, apparently. In Colorado, it's legal to trap them on private property if you're experiencing damage without a special license, but strict regulations apply to relocation. Raccoons may be caught in a cage or box trap. Relocation requires Colorado Parks and Wildlife notification, permission from the new landowner, and must be within 10 miles of the capture site.
Yeah.
So there are some definite requirements.
I think key things is make sure that there's no food source for them around, garbage or that they can get into. Grapes. Grapes are notorious. Like if you have a grapevine in your yard, it's notorious for tracking raccoons.
But then, what are they after trying to get into the attic other than finding someplace to live?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I just know, I heard them during the night, and then we had our handyman go up there, and, he had found, half a dozen or more of the wood shingles had been chewed.
Mm-hmm.
And as an effort to get into the attic. Maybe it was cold and they were trying to get in. I don't know. So.
Well, it also says here that if you're not going to relocate them, the animal must be released, I guess where you trapped it, or dispatched humanely.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It doesn't say. But raccoons are a real issue. I completely understand. But did you have any more questions? I could put you on hold and we take this quick
one
break.
More question,
Okay, hold on the line and we'll get back to you after this break here
you.
on the Garden Wise Show, Legends 810.
You're listening to Legends Radio, KLVZ, 810 AM and HD, Brighton, Denver. KLVZ FM 94.3 and 95.3. Streaming at legends953.com.
Welcome to the Garden Wise Show with Colorado's most knowledgeable and entertaining garden experts with host Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy. Get ready for gardening tips that you can use right now. New plants, hot products, and the latest from horticultural science. The phone lines are open, so call into the Legend Studio now. 303-477-2473. That's 303-477-2473. Or text your questions and photos to 303-477-5600. That's 303-477-5600. On the air since 1994, Keith and his guests have been answering your questions about gardening in the high-altitude desert of the Colorado Front Range. And now, here's your host, Keith Funk, the Garden Wise Guy.
Yes, I am that guy. I am Keith Funk, and my co-host today is Devin Huckel, as usual. Between her and Luann and occasionally Colette.
Yep.
There's always two of us in the office here, or in the studio, I should say. And let's go back out to Carol because she had another question. Good morning, Carol.
Yeah, good morning. I have a gardening question. Last fall, I took coleus cuttings of my Mrs. Beals, and they've done really well, and I have a dozen or so, and I wanted to take more cuttings from those to get some more plants. And they're probably 10, 12 inches tall, and I have been waiting for them to develop some side shoots, but only a couple of them have done that. Can I take them off the top, or, because that
absolutely.
takes the top out of the plant? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Won't hurt it to do that.
And then by pinching the top out of it, it will cause the mother plants to produce more side shoots.
Get small.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, gotcha. Okay. All right. So I guess it's time. It'll be okay. I should have enough more plants, I think, by planting time if I do that now.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah.
They root in so quick.
You've got 2 months before it's going to be really safe to plant them outside. So 2 months, they'll root in 2 weeks, and they'll be nice-sized plants by the end of May.
Yep.
Would you refresh my memory? When I took those cuttings, I think I put a cover over those plants. Is that what I'm supposed to do? A plastic cover?
Yeah, I do. I usually do that in mine as well. I take a small cutting, a stem that may be 6 inches long, and I remove all but like the top 2 or 3 leaves.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I start them in potting soil, so that at least 2 of the nodes where leaves used to be attached are below ground.
Okay, I remember that. Okay.
And then I put a dome on top. I like to recycle things. Those those deli things that you can get, deli platters
Yeah.
with the plastic domes on them, or
Sure.
cake domes or that sort of thing. They work great for that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, cake domes. That's a
Okay.
good idea because they're tall.
Yeah.
They're taller. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought I remembered that I needed to cover them. And didn't we put 4 in a pot in the corners? Was that something
I
we
usually
did?
do a 4-inch square pot. It doesn't have to be square. I just have a lot of them.
Yeah.
And I started just inserting them in the corners, right up against the
Okay.
side of the pot.
That's okay. That's what I did. Okay. Well, that's the first time I had done that. So, as we get older, the memory gets a little.
Tell me
it
about
takes off a little bit.
Tell me
Takes
about
off
it.
A little bit. Okay. Well, they've done really well, and they're sitting in my bay window now, which is south facing. So they're doing great.
Excellent.
But they probably should be a little shorter to plant.
Yeah, and like Devin said, as soon as you take those cuttings off the top, then the mother plant will send out a bunch of side shoots, and you'll get
side
nice
shoots,
bushy
good.
plants.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, very, very good. Thank you, and you guys have a lovely day. I finally did get all of my clematis trimmed.
Good.
So yeah, that they should do well this year. One last hydrangea question that I think I asked you before, and I've forgotten. The landscaper put in an endless summer in my front yard, and it's been in there for years. How much trimming do I do, and I do it now or later?
Oh, I would wait.
Mm-hmm.
Wait until it starts leafing out, so you can see where the dieback is.
Yeah.
Which shouldn't be much this year.
I'm seeing some endlesses died to the ground.
Really?
They're leafing
Yeah.
out from the base, but just leave it as long as you can because
Yeah.
you want to only trim what's died back off because
Good.
they bloom on old wood. They will bloom on
Okay,
new wood, but
okay,
it won't
all
come until
3 days before the
I
fall
was going to
frost.
say
yeah.
the very end of the season, right before the frost.
yeah.
Okay. All
And
right.
and there are, not to discourage you from growing that plant, there are much better hydrangeas that bloom better for you. Because if it was in my yard, I would probably replace it with one that was more reliable. I don't grow the hydrangea for the leaves.
I didn't plant it. My
Yeah.
landscaper did.
Yeah.
And the others that I have are paniculatas, and I've got an Annabelle,
Great.
So I have not repeated that. But
Good.
I told him I wanted a blue one, so he got me a blue one for a year. It was blue.
Yeah.
So, but, it's maintained, and, and I get a few blooms, but perhaps I could put something there that would bloom more. What would you? My house faces north, but it also gets quite a bit of afternoon sun just because of how the house is turned.
Yeah.
So, what would you plant in its place? Another hydrangea.
Do you still want a blue one?
Well, that would be lovely, but I think that doesn't happen much. Not with our soil.
Our soil doesn't allow for it unless you
Juice,
amend
yeah.
it. Yeah, use the acid
And I
fertilizer.
tried that, and they kind of came out half blue and half pink.
Yeah, yeah. Well, our water is alkaline too, so everything is working against you having a blue hydrangea.
Right.
Well,
I didn't know that, 18 years ago when I started
Sure.
this
Of
venture.
course.
Well,
And there were lovely blue ones at Arapahoe Acres. That's where he got it.
they're
oh
so
yeah,
good.
that was a while
long.
back, wasn't it?
Yes, it was. And it's still growing nicely.
Sure.
I may get 6 or 8 blooms. More would be nice.
Well, that's quite a bit.
Yeah, that is quite a bit.
Yeah,
I
you're
know
doing
some
good.
people who will put rose collars around them in the fall to protect that older wood,
Oh, that's a smart
so
idea.
that it doesn't die back as much, and you'll get earlier flowers.
That's a great
Okay.
idea. I never thought about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I like it.
Okay. But if you replace that hydrangea, what would you put in its place for afternoon sun?
I'd probably put in a paniculata type, and there are so many fabulous ones out there now.
Yeah.
So many.
One of my favorites is Bobo,
Yeah, that's a great one.
and another one
What
I
color
like.
is Bobo?
Well, it starts white, and then it turns, to the pinkish, purple, maroon kind of colors as the
Okay.
flowers age.
Okay.
And then there's another one called puffer fish,
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
which has it's very unique. It's very fluffy flower heads. It's a paniculata type. Depends on how tall you want it to grow.
Yep.
Well, it's good about 3 feet in the area that it is.
Okay,
3
go
to 4
to
feet.
look at Bobo.
Bobo is a great one.
Okay. Is pufferfish smaller?
Bigger.
Now, for
Bigger,
shady, have
okay.
you done any of the mountain hydrangeas? I do.
Yes.
That's another option. Is one of the mountain hydrangeas because they are a bit more shade tolerant.
Yeah, they are. But she's getting afternoon sun.
Oh, she did say afternoon.
Yeah.
That's right.
Even though it faces north, it's just where the house is situated. It still gets afternoon sun.
Go Bobo then.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'll check that one out. Are you still at Nick's?
No, I had knee surgery and I'm not recovered enough for that.
Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah, those take a while. I've had a couple of those.
Yeah.
but eventually you do get back to pretty normal with those. So
good.
Yeah, they told me at the beginning, 6 months to a year,
at least.
and it's like, oh no, I'll recover faster because my brain says I'm 25, and
no.
my knee is telling me I'm an idiot. So
no, it doesn't do that. you got a while longer. I've had 3 knee replacements.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, one that lasted 12 years, and then replace that one and the other one. So, 6 months to a year, by a year for sure, but you're pretty good at 6 months.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
So
I'm good.
And,
I'm good now. I can get out there and do all the gardening I need to do and so forth. So,
good.
I do suffer a little bit for it because I tend to overdo it, but
Uh-huh.
I
You
push
will
the
get-
envelope.
You will push to where it's pain-free.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Okay, good.
Good luck. Okay. All
Thanks,
right.
Carol.
Thank you for all your advice this morning. Thank you. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right, let's see here. Okay, we're going to go out to Arvada and talk to Jeff. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, everyone. I had some dahlias that I dug up last autumn, and I stored them in some peat moss, and put them in the basement, a cool part of the basement over the winter time. And I was wondering, when should I replant those? When would be a good time to replant those?
Are you going to repot it up in a pot first, or are you wanting to repot them directly into the ground, or replant them directly into the ground?
Into the ground.
Then wait till we're frost free. So I would wait till mid May to potentially the third week of May.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And is there anything like when you're storing them during the winter? Is there any kind of maintenance you have to do to them, or?
No, they're pretty. They take a long time to throw up new sprouts. So what I do to get a jump on this season is I pot them up into 1 gallon pots, and then in just regular potting soil. And put them in a sunny, warm location. You can put them on a grow mat if you want to push them even quicker. But mine are in the greenhouse, not on a heat mat. Just I'm watering them. They're doing nothing yet. They're getting established and throwing some roots out maybe. But
Once they do start growing, they need very strong light.
Strong light, fertilizer, and you can pinch them.
Yes, if you pinch them, that'll cause them to branch and stay nice and stocky and bushy.
Yep, and then you can, if you're really adventurous, which it kind of sounds like you are, you saved your dahlias over winter, you can actually strip off the lower leaves of your little pinches, and you can root those and have more of the same dahlia.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, but if you're going to start them early, I'd probably start them now.
Yeah, now is the time.
Indoors.
Indoors.
Yeah.
When you say pinching, what do you mean by that?
Well, as the new stem grows up, if you pinch out the top of it, just take an inch or two off the top of the stem
of the new growth,
then that will cause it to produce side branches below that spot where you pinched it out.
It causes it to have a bushier, stockier plant, and you'll get more flowers because you'll get more flowers off of all those side shoots.
Rather than just letting one stem grow straight up.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And when you're putting them in the 1 gallon pots, should you fertilize right away?
I don't usually. I usually wait until I see some new foliage showing above ground, and then you can start a regular fertilizer program.
Yeah. And when you're going through, like as you're pulling your dahlia tubers out of the peat moss, clean off anything that looks dead or maybe
squishy.
has some squishy or rotting or anything that's got mold growing on it.
Yeah.
Like if it's a nice fresh tuber and there's a little bit of surface mold on that I wouldn't worry about that. But,
Right.
yeah. Does that make sense?
Yes,
They kind of look like weird alien octopus thingies.
Yeah.
And you technically can divide them out. If you're going to do that, watch a good YouTube video on how to divide a tuber.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. And one other thing, they say that during the wintertime you should water, like the perennial plants that you have in the ground, you should water those during a dry spell. You should put some water on that. What about fertilizer? Does it do any good to fertilize it during the winter?
No.
Nope.
No, plants really only utilize the fertilizer in general. This is a general statement, but they need foliage to really utilize the fertilizer.
Now you can fertilize a plant in the fall as the plant's going into dormancy. As it's going into dormancy, though.
And then it still has green foliage.
Yep, but so you don't want to. The timing's right. It has to be right on it because you don't want to do it too soon and push a lot of new growth. But like as the plant's winding down, but the green leaves are still green, you can do a fall fertilizing and it stores it into the plant over wintertime, trees and shrubs in particular.
Yeah. But say January, February, that's usually not. It's not worth it. You end up wasting the fertilizer. It leaches out of the soil or what have you.
Yeah.
And nobody really gets to use it very well. But once you see new growth in the spring, once you start to see new foliage popping above ground, I've already fertilized my perennial beds.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a good info. Thank you for all your insight.
Thank you for calling, Jeff.
Yeah, it was great talking to you.
Okay. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. We have a question here. Good morning, Keith. What are your thoughts about using clover in place of grass for a lawn? I'm reading that is a low-water, pollinator-friendly, low-maintenance, and it says Bonnie in Golden.
Hi, Bonnie. You're right. You sent me that text message yesterday. Sorry, I didn't get back to you. It was a busy day yesterday.
Hate clover.
I am not a fan of clover, but Bonnie does have more. She doesn't have a lawn. She kind of has more of a natural grass area. She does regularly mow it, but it's thinning, so kochia's growing in the bare spots.
Yeah.
And we recommended overseeding with a more drought tolerant type lawn mix. She's really looking for low maintenance. So I'm not a big fan of clover because clover reseeds, it spreads itself everywhere, and then you've got it in your flower beds.
And you've got, well, I grew up with a clover lawn when I was a kid. And my dad thought it would be a great idea to we built a new house and just seed everything to solid clover, no grass at all. Us kids could not go out there. It was covered in bees.
Yeah.
You couldn't walk barefoot. You just got stung.
Yeah.
So eventually got rid of the clover.
Yeah. Bonnie is a huge bee supporter. So, there's that positive, I guess. It does support a good bee population. And I know you're not out there running, Bonnie. You're not out there running barefoot in your lawn. But it is a serious issue. Or, you mentioned your grandson.
Or dogs.
Mowing your lawn and stuff. That really sets him up potentially for getting stung.
Yeah.
So I go back to, overseeding.
Crested wheatgrass, blue Brahma. Those are some nice,
like native,
type. More drought tolerant, type things. If you want to use the area, if it's just going to lay out there and nobody's going to be using it, running around in it, no dogs, that sort of thing, I suppose clover's fine, but like Devin said, it just spreads everywhere.
Mm.
It gets into everything.
Yeah. Every time it's really popular right now. Lots of people want to overseed with clover. But then I see it from a maintenance perspective, and I'm like, oh God,
Yeah.
weeding clover out of everywhere is not super easy.
No. So hopefully that answers the question for that.
Yep.
Okay, and we already did the sawfly one.
Yeah.
Let's see. At a garden club meeting, they were handing out high acidity vinegar for weeds. Thoughts?
Yeah.
My thought is no. This is the text message. It says that their thought is no. And grasshoppers are 2 inches already and jumping all over. What's your thoughts on high acidity vinegar,
Okay.
Devin?
It's an acid. Vinegar at 30% is usually what they use for horticultural grade vinegar. It's usually 30%, 20 to 30%. That's an acid. That's a 30% acid. And you have to be so careful with the use of it. It not only, as you spray it not only is in the area that you're spraying it, but it produces an acid gas. And so you really have to be careful about breathing that in. Has anyone made pickles on like a brine on the stove, and you have to use house vinegar, which is 5%.
Yeah.
3 to 5%.
5, yeah.
And had that create a gas in the air, it burns your nostrils.
Yeah.
So think of it at 30%. So I had a neighbor spraying her rock area with vinegar, the horticultural grade, and I walked out of my house and it was burning my nose. So one, if you are going to use it, you have to use it with care.
With gloves,
with
eye protection,
eye
a
protections,
mask.
a mask, and so super careful. And frequently, vinegar will do a foliar burning, but it won't kill the roots.
Absolutely.
So you have to treat it multiple times, and it isn't necessarily great for the organisms in the soil either. So
No.
Can you dilute it?
no.
Well, you can dilute it, but then it's less
Yeah.
effective.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. So,
So like in rock areas, like if you want to use it in a rock area, maybe, but
like you said, it doesn't kill the roots.
it doesn't kill
It's
the
just
roots.
a top burn.
It's just a top burn, foliage burn. And so you
Yeah.
have to repeatedly do it to eventually weaken the root of the plant.
Yeah.
So you can do that as well with pulling.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm not a big fan of
I
that.
am not a big fan of it.
It's scary.
it's
Just because it's organic doesn't mean it's safe.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
It doesn't
rattlesnake
necessarily-
venom is organic.
It doesn't, yeah, right. And doesn't necessarily mean it's good for the environment
Right,
either.
right.
So you just have to be careful if you're going to use it.
All right, we got to get out of here for a break.
Soapbox.
Yeah, soapbox. There you go. You're listening to the Garden Wise Show. We're going to be right back with a bunch of text message answers here, right here on what is this? Legends 810.
Something like that.
All right.
Well, now that summer is in full swing, it's easy to get distracted from caring for the yard. But we don't want to do that, do we?
No, we don't. And we don't want to forget about those Japanese beetles either. The adult beetles may have disappeared, but they're not gone. Not only did they feast on your roses and your berries this summer, they laid eggs in your turf so that they can start again next year. Take a stand with Phyllum's Grub Gone. Grub Gone is a non-chemical BT granule that specifically targets scarab pests and their larvae. Simply apply the granule with a spreader, irrigate it into the soil, and let the naturally occurring bacteria do its job.
Not only is Grub Gone easy to use, but it is the only non-chemical choice that effectively controls grubs. And my favorite part? It's not toxic to bees or other pollinators and beneficials. In fact, Grub Gone has no label restrictions for use around flowering plants, so you don't have to get on your hands and knees to remove dandelions before using this product. Grub Gone from Phyllum Bioproducts, the natural choice.
You'll find Grub Gone at your favorite independent garden center, including the Tree Farm in Longmont, Tagawa Gardens in Centennial, Jared's Nursery in Littleton, Nick's Garden Center in Aurora. Please be sure to tell them the Garden Wise guys sent you.
The team at Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden Center is having a blast getting ready for spring. Seeds and seed starting supplies are fully stocked, and every employee is a gardener who loves helping you plan. Whether you're starting seeds indoors or mapping out your vegetable or flower garden, They'll help you choose what to grow, when to plant, and how to use your space. Indoor gardening, still going strong even in winter. Herbs, cool season veggies, and hardy annuals and perennials are arriving now with new varieties every week. Jared's focused on cold hardy plants, but remember, if we get a cold snap, even tough plants need protection. Pansies are resilient, just keep an eye on the forecast. Spring bulbs are in, plus seed potatoes and onion sets ready to plant now. Dahlia and gladiola bulbs are available too. Don't plant them outside yet, but grab them early for the best selection. You can even start dahlias indoors. Easter decor is arriving, and the 19th annual Easter egg hunt is Saturday, April 4th. Staggered start times by age group, photos with the Easter Bunny, and thousands of candy-filled eggs. New treasures arrive weekly. Check our website at jaredsgarden.com for free weekend classes. No registration needed. Jared's Nursery Gift and Garden Center, family owned for 47 years at 10500 West Bulls Avenue. Open 9 to 6 weekdays and 9 to 5 weekends.
Alrighty, we have a few text messages here. We did the Sawfly one. Let's see here. Okay, this is Cher. Says that she's confused. Thought in the past you recommended using a single focus product for grass, something like Pro-Rich fertilizer over fertilizer containing pre-emergence. So yes, you're exactly right. I do like to use the Pro-Rich because I don't have weed problems.
Yeah.
But if somebody has a chronic weed problem, especially things like crabgrass, spurge, purslane, a pre-emergent is very helpful. And those usually come with a fertilizer mixed with it.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't use both, the Rich Lawn and then also something like For All Seasons at the same time.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. But I don't use a pre-emergent because I don't have weed issues.
Yep.
So that's the big difference there. So I hope that helps share.
Yeah, we don't always recommend things like weed and feed.
Oh, I don't like weed
together,
and feeds.
and that's usually a fertilizer and a weed killer, not a weed preventer in it.
Right.
We don't recommend those are two products that are better separate together. Separate than together.
Yeah.
So a fertilizer and then a separate weed killer.
Because normally people, you don't need to spread a weed killer over your entire lawn. You typically have spots where there are weeds that are popping up, and if you can't or don't want to pull them or dig them by hand, then get a liquid weed killer in a little spray bottle. You can mix it up and spot treat the area that the weeds are, rather than just willy-nilly putting it everywhere.
Yep.
And the other thing I don't like about a weed and feed is that you need to put it on wet grass. And the leaves of the weeds need to be wet so that it sticks.
Yeah, the chemical sticks to the plant.
Well, then if you're putting it on with a fertilizer, that's in front of you, and you're walking through it.
Through that, I know.
That just bugs me.
Yeah.
Because most of us typically out in the garden are wearing tennies, or even flip-flops.
Or then you're bringing it into your house.
Yeah, exactly.
On the bottom of your shoes, and then you have dogs.
And you can't water for 24 hours so that it works, and so you have to keep your dogs inside. You have to keep the kids off of it.
Well, and this is, again, I'm not having a soapbox morning. Sorry, guys. I'm in my yard. I'm at the edge of my border on my hands and knees, and I'm in my grass, and my dogs are in the grass. I tend to not use weed killers in my lawn. So what I do instead is my husband works from home, and when he gets on phone calls, he's got a nervous habit of walking around. So I got him one of those stand-up step-on dandelion pullers, so that when he's nervously walking around, he can go outside and talk to clients and pull the weeds in the yard.
Does he hire out?
Yeah, right.
Oh, well, good for you channeling that energy to something productive.
I totally did. Oh my God, sorry guys.
I have one of those weed knives, those hori knives.
Yeah.
And so if I see a weed, just stick the hori knife in the ground and take the weed out. I have so few weeds that I very seldom ever use an herbicide. Very seldom, unless I find bindweed.
Yeah, bindweed or thistles. Bindweed and
yeah.
thistles are two.
Even
of my-
clover.
Yeah.
And it's always important to get the weeds out before they go to seed,
Mhm.
because seed will last in the ground of some of those weeds for decades.
Yeah, forever. So
just because you kill the parent plant doesn't mean it's not going to come up again, because it's dropped seed everywhere.
Yep.
And not just one or two. They're very prolific.
Very prolific.
That's why they're a weed.
Oh, my daughter was the cutest thing when she was little. Kids
Oh, yeah?
are the best. She would pull dandelion flowers or seed heads, and she'd call them we called them wish flowers, because you'd blow them and it's all charming and cute. But she'd be so cute. She'd be like grabbing this dandelion seed head, and she'd go over to my vegetable garden. She'd stick that whole dandelion seed flower and cover it over, and she'd plant that thing. Oh, and as a mom, you had to be like, oh, yay, we're going to have more of these.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
The beginning of a gardener.
You're right.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. What else have we got going on here? We had several messages from Steve about catching skunks and raccoons and one way to dispatch them. By the way, it is illegal to trap skunks. That's one thing that you cannot do. You have to have a professional do.
I wonder why.
Well, they carry so many diseases.
Yeah, I was wondering that.
Yeah. Raccoons also carry diseases that dogs are susceptible to, things like mange and a few other parasitic problems. So,
I think rabies too.
Yeah,
yeah, both.
So dogs are bad, or not dogs. Dogs are not bad. Raccoons are bad. Skunks are
and
bad.
Raccoons can carry rabies.
And Steve was recommending drowning them. I've tried that once with a squirrel. I will never, ever do that again. This was
It's nightmarish.
decades ago, and I still feel bad about it.
Yeah.
So I can't do it.
Squirrels they have such little personalities.
Ugh. But they're so damaging.
I know.
So there you have it. That's my
Yeah.
soapbox about. But he did mention about weed and feed that we were
Yeah,
talking
he
about.
looks like he bought some weed and feed yesterday.
But it's more
Scott.
it's not as strong as it used to be. So instead of using one bag, he had to use 2 bags to cover the same square footage.
Interesting.
Which is kind of a little thing I'm seeing because prices of everything are going up. And in order to keep the individual bag price down, there's less in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to buy more to cover the same area. So, and usually it's one of those things where the farther it has to be hauled across the country to get to you, the more expensive it is. That's why I like the Richlawn Pro Rich.
Yeah, because it's made here in Colorado.
Yeah, just down the road in Platteville.
Yep.
And
great company, great
and
people.
I use it on everything. I use it on my perennial beds.
Yeah,
I use
favorite perennial garden food.
Yeah.
Pro Rich.
Pro Rich. Richlawn Pro Rich.
Just their lawn fertilizer works great in your flower beds.
Yeah, but I like the Pro Rich because it's got the iron and sulfur in it.
Yeah.
And so that gives you that nice deep green in the foliage. And I use it on my
Absolutely.
lawn. It's wonderful on the lawn. It's slow release. It does have an odor because it's a chicken manure base. And you'll see right on the label it says organic based.
Mm-hmm.
And you think, well, then it's not organic and I don't want to use it. Well, it says it's organic based because it's got iron and sulfur in it. And those are not organic products. They're natural products. There's a difference. Organic products have a carbon molecule in there, or atom. I guess it is, a carbon atom.
Yes.
Yeah. So it has to be carbon-based. It was once alive.
Yeah.
Sulfur and iron were never, ever alive.
Nope. But they're naturally
But they are
occurring.
natural, yes. So that's why most products that say organic-based is because they're adding something natural, and so they don't really qualify as being fully organic.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense to me.
But I use it in containers. I use it on a vegetable garden. Working at Nick's, they use the Pro Rich in their pots of ornamental grasses.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. That's great.
Yeah, it does have a slight odor. I like it because it reminds me of the farm.
It dissipates quickly.
Very
within
quickly.
maybe not 24 hours, but 48 hours, it's gone.
Oh yeah, no problem. So that's my favorite perennial garden food and vegetable garden food and lawn food and
Yeah,
you name it.
It's just nice because you can get one and it kind of does it all.
Yeah, I like to keep it simple.
Yeah,
the KISS method.
I just heard that phrase not too long ago. Good
Oh,
Lord,
is that right?
I just learned it.
How old are you?
I know, old enough. But I am from South Dakota. We are a little sheltered there.
All right, let's see here. Where else are we going to? We've got Luann on the line out at Tagawa Gardens. Good morning, Luann.
Good morning to both of you. What a gorgeous day now that most of the wind has blown itself into some other state.
No doubt.
Man, I heard rattling and all kinds of things last night that just wondered.
Oh, did you really?
Was it windy out there? You're out there, though, where you can get some
crazy
wind.
It was crazy, but I did lock down the barbecue so it didn't roll across the deck for us.
Good for you.
I finally learned. You talk about growing up and still not getting stuff. It's like, oh, if you lock the wheels, the wind really can't push it across the deck and knock off your pots.
There you go.
That's improvement. Hey, lots of good stuff going on at Tagawa's today, as there is most Saturdays, but I find this one especially interesting. Isao Sato, the man who bred and created those wonderful Japanese pansies, will be there at Tagawa's in person today from 10 to noon. He's a lovely man. His English is getting better and better, and he's so sweet and so kind and so proud, of the work, because this was his mission. He was an intern of sorts at Tagawa's many years ago. And so he really seems to like having him come back to Tagawa's and meet some old friends. And the pansies, and I think there are a few new varieties, but the pansies are stunning. They just melt your heart.
They really are so cool.
Petals. They are so beautiful. So he will be there today from 10 to noon. And then, of course, the pansies are available for purchase just in time for spring. Lots of beautiful spring colors included there. Also in our annuals department, we have some pre-planted baskets with regular happy face pansies, I call them.
Oh, I like that.
Or a mixed basket with pansies, kale, and alyssum. And those are cool tolerant, but again, it's just like your bird feeders, Keith. You kind of need to take them in if it gets really cool, for a while. Lots of bulbs and corms for dahlias, peonies, and I was impressed with how many varieties of bare root, strawberries, raspberries, what else? Blackberries, grapes that they have in. So
wonderful.
You talk about having an easy way to get some of those things started. Because like you both, I'm not a fan of big holes. Digging
bare root
holes
plants
and those.
Yeah, bare root plants like that are great to plant early and get them in the ground before
now.
it gets warm.
Exactly.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, exactly. They're not so dependent on foliage that's out there getting zapped and nipped by the cold nights that can creep up. And Skip and I are about 1,000 feet higher than Denver. We're 6,200 here, so we have to be especially careful there.
Oh, so you're looking down on us in your ivory tower there, huh?
I am, and we're adding on so I can look down even at a sharper angle. We're going to pop the top here. But Houseplants is having today and tomorrow. They're having a repotting party, and that means you can bring in your houseplant, and they will repot it minus the labor fee. So you just come in, you pay for the soil of your choice, and they'll repot it for you. And in the process, you get educated if you're having any problems. We want to make sure they're healthy houseplants before you bring them into the garden center. But I think that's kind of a fun thing. That's something Shane came up with. So if you have a houseplant that you're pretty sure needs repotting, and even if you think it really doesn't, bring it in, let them knock it out, see what's going on, and avoid the problem of people overpotting when they jump up from a 4-inch pot to like a 9-inch pot.
Exactly.
You don't want to do that with your houseplant. Exactly. And the perennials, more and more peonies. Richard tells me there's gorgeous peonies coming in. And, I think I may have to break down and actually grow one here at my slightly elevated elevation. So I might do that. Gift shop is loaded with beautiful spring colors and Easter-themed ideas, bunnies, and things for the kiddos and things for a hostess gift if you're going to brunch next Sunday. And it's just so much going on, and that includes classes. We have, let's see, I wrote it down. Where did it go? Oh, there it is. Okay. Too many papers. At 10:30 today, a free class on bonsai basics. Ooh. And Logan from our houseplant department will be teaching you kind of the pruning techniques, watering, seasonal care. So I know bonsai is really intimidating, myself included. So if you have had the notion you might want to try it, that's at 10:30 today, a free class at Tagawa's. And then also we have today a class on, I didn't do a good job, a class on, it would be on 12:30 with Aurora Water. Is that right?
That's probably a good one to go to.
Yeah, let me get back into my calendar here. Aurora Water is next week, and I'm going to promote that too. So we have Bonsai Basics, we have Houseplant Repotting Party, Meet the Grower. What else do we have today? There was something else. I guess that's it with Mr. Sato in. Next week, coming up, we have many more. Oh, I did want to promote the Spring Watercolor class with Parker Art School. And they're going to offer up some flowers. And so if you're a beginning watercolorist, that will be the perfect setting for you. And that is this coming Friday at 9:30 in the morning. So you can sign up for that. And they supply all the materials. So the fee for that covers everything you'll need. Rare Plant
that's
Pop-Up
nice.
Shop. Oh, yeah, that is good, isn't it? And, you know, we love having people come in, and it just feels like such a good fit when they come in and they set up, you know, a little set for them to work on. Sometimes they let them wander around the garden center and pick what they want to paint. But either way, it's a great thing, and you need to register for that. That is this coming Friday at 9:30.
And what
Rare
kind of
Plant Pop-Up Shop.
what kind of wine are we drinking while we're painting?
Anything you want to bring that looks more like grape juice.
Okay.
Okay. You know, be discreet.
Or apple.
And good things coming up next Friday as well. The Rare Plant Pop-Up Shop with the bronze petal. Shane from our houseplant guru brings those in special shop, a kind of a mom and pop kinds of shops, the first Saturday of every month. And so this coming Saturday, a week from today, the bronze petal will be in. Also coming up next week, Aurora Water is coming in to teach you how to master your sprinkler system. That's a good thing. Somewhere we're likely to have. Craig Miller will be there next week, Pruning 101. And then my buddy from the Garden Advisors Desk, Linda, will be talking about raised bed gardening, which is a thing. It's really great.
It's a thing in your backyard.
It is a thing in my backyard. I put in, 6 tall raised beds, about 29 inches tall. I'm waiting for, a couple more. I've got in there that are lonely and empty at the moment. I just don't have the materials to fill them up. But roses are available for purchase. Oh, you've been there, Keith. You've seen what those roses do.
Oh, yes.
It's just amazing. So they're available for purchase April the 10th. And then Richard will be teaching a class on which rose is right for you. And I have to brag a little before I let you go. And I'm pretty sure I texted you with this, Keith. The NARGS, which is the National something of Rock Garden Society.
Oh, the North American Rock Garden Society.
North American, that's it. Yeah.
The local chapter.
Exactly. That's April 11th. And I told you who was coming in, right?
Paniotti and Marcia.
And Paniotti.
And Kelly.
Drummond.
Yeah.
All there at the same day. They're all free classes.
Oh,
so,
nice.
If you have any interest, I mean, I don't know the last time those three were together in a single garden, in the garden center at the same time. So
yeah,
I was real bursting with pride on that. So that will be coming up on April the 11th. All the things I'm talking about and many of the things I'm not are at TagawaGardens.com. So we hope to see you there. Get out there, wander around, watch the roses grow, which you can see almost, It's a good time to be alive.
That's right.
So Tagawa Gardens is 7711 South Parker Road, 1 mile south of Arapahoe Road. And again, TagawaGardens.com. Now, I know if Jim were here, he'd be saying, she did it again. She never came up for air.
Yeah, that's right.
It's what I do.
You and Brian Wheat, you can talk on the inhale and the exhale.
Sometimes in the TV world we had to do that.
Yeah.
We had to be.
What's that called? Circular breathing?
Is that? Oh, good. I'm learning all kinds of new stuff today.
Either that or bipolar or split personality or something. I'm not sure. It's stereo. Lou and stereo.
There you go.
So,
well, thanks for the call, Lou.
Hey, guys. You bet. Just have a wonderful, warm weekend. Thank you.
You bet. Lou did mention the Rock Garden Club is having their sale on the 11th at Tagawa's. And if you've never been to it, it used to be out at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds.
Yeah.
But this year it's at Tagawa's. And that is one sale I will never miss.
I will be
I
there.
will always be there.
I will be there.
Because they have some plants. They bring in plants from all over the place.
I will
and
be
they're
there.
rare, unusual alpine plants, perennials, ground covers, trees, and shrubs.
That's where I got my little Daphne. I mean, I got my
Uh-huh.
new little baby Daphne that
Oh, yeah.
overwintered.
Okay. They even have hardy orchids.
Yeah.
And we got to go to a break.
Yeah, we do.
So
Totally do.
sorry about that. You're listening to The Garden Wise Show. We'll be right back on Legends 810.
At DeWitt Company, we have fabrics for every reason and products for every season. When frost, freezing temperatures, and cold nights threaten your veggies and flowers, DeWitt's Insulate Fabric Blanket provides a safe environment for your tender plants during unpredictable cold snaps this spring. DeWitt Insulate is a medium-weight, permeable, UV-treated fabric designed to protect flowering annuals, bedding plants, and vegetables from cold and freezing temperatures. This fabric installs easily and is reusable. Insulate lets you get out there and plant earlier, giving you a jump start on our short growing season. Don't take a chance when frosty weather threatens. Protect your time, hard work, and money with DeWitt Insulate fabric as a low-cost insulation against the elements. DeWitt landscaping products and plant fabrics are the #1 choice of professionals in the lawn and garden industry. DeWitt's high-performance quality products save time and are environmentally safe for the responsible homeowner. One company, over 600 products. Go to www.dewittcompany.com for more information. You'll find DeWitt Insulate at your favorite independent garden centers, including Tagawa Gardens in Centennial, Nick's Garden Center in Aurora, and Jared's Nursery in Littleton.
Do you have insects on your roses? Do you have borders damaging your trees and shrubs due to stress or the drought? Fertilome Tree and Shrub Soil Drench is a great product that will give you season-long protection against many insects. Fertilome Tree and Shrub Soil Drench is a liquid, systematic that can act as a preventer or a curative for insects that suck or chew on the leaves or bore under the bark. This may be the easiest product to use. Simply measure, mix in a bucket, and pour onto the soil around the base of the tree. No messy spraying involved, and an application can last up to 1 year. Apply in early spring so your plants are fully protected before the bugs show up. Protect your trees with Fertilome Systematic Tree and Shrub Soil Drench. Find it at your favorite local independent nursery, garden center, or hardware store, including the Tree Farm in Longmont, Wilmar Nursery in Littleton, Nick's Garden Center, Jared's Garden Center. Be sure to tell them the Garden Wise guys sent you. Spring is in the air at Nick's Garden Center. Come see for yourself one of Colorado's largest and finest family-owned garden centers. We have 10 acres with an unbelievable selection of top quality plants and the finest garden accessories. Get a head start on the season with seeds, seed starting supplies, onion and potato sets, hardy pansies, herbs, spring bulbs, houseplants, soils, and fertilizers. Come see many unusual plants as well as trusted favorites. All the newest varieties of trees, shrubs, evergreens, roses, and perennials are arriving weekly. Our bulk and landscape yard is stocked with compost, mulches, and decorative rock with delivery available. Our friendly and helpful expert staff is ready to assist. Nick's Garden Center, celebrating 39 years of color, quality, and service. Located 2 blocks north of Iliff on Chambers Road. Also visit us at nicksgardencenter.com.
And we are back to the Garden Wise Show. Some quick announcements here. Just want to remind everybody that last week we played at Jared's spot that announced that their Easter egg hunt was on the 14th of April, and that was wrong. The date is April 4th. So if you're planning on going to the Jared's Easter egg hunt with your kids, that is on April 4th. And you can go to jareds.com or just type in Jared's Garden Center in Mr. Google. It'll take you right there, and you can look up the particulars. It's a big event. A lot of people and a lot of kids and a lot of fun.
So fun.
So apologize for the wrong date there. Let's see what else. The rock garden sale we talked about. The orchid sale. The Denver Orchid Society show and sale at the Denver Botanic Gardens. It is on April 25th and 26th. That's the last weekend of April, so be sure and put that on your calendar. The cactus and succulent sale out at the Jefferson County Fairgrounds. That's on that same weekend, the last weekend of April, the 25th and 26th. There's the water garden people. They're having a sale. That doesn't come up until June 7th, but I thought I'd announce it anyway. And that's going to be at Hudson Gardens on June 7th. And then finally, if you want to come and see my yard, tour my gardens, that is through the Garden Conservancy Open Days on June 13th.
And you buy tickets to individual gardens.
That's exactly right. It's a national program. They arrange for garden tours all over the country. And that particular weekend, there are some Denver area gardens that are on the tour. Mine happens to be one of them. This is the 4th year in a row.
It is. And it's the name of his garden, if you're looking that up, is called Pine Gardens.
And I put that on our Facebook page.
Yeah. Oh, and if you've never been to his yard, do. It's a pretty magical place.
Oh, thank you. It's like an open house, except you don't go in the house. You stay out in the garden. From 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon, you can come and go as you please.
And he frequently has plants for sale out of his own garden.
I'm already potting them up, so they'll be nice and established and looking really good.
Now, I contributed to that. I contributed to the pots.
The pots, yes. She is the pot queen, and I mean the kind you pot in, not the kind you smoke.
Oh yeah, not the kind you smoke.
So if I need pots, I go to Devin.
Yeah. Oh my God.
She's got a stash of them. So so that's coming up the 13th of June, and I will be there, of course, to answer questions and
take advantage of it. Oh my God, give
we usually
tours.
have about 100 people come through.
Yeah, I think that's just amazing. Yay.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's all those announcements. Let's get back to the show. Here we've got Joe waiting to talk to us. Good morning, Joe.
Oh, hey, good morning, guys.
What's going on with you?
I'm late getting in line here, and you probably already covered it, but the whole weather thing has got my brain scrambled, and I'm wondering if I should already have my my cannas and dahlias potted up so they're ready to go when it's time to put them outside.
We already talked about this, Joe.
Come on, get with the program. No.
Yeah. Just listen to it on the podcast.
No.
Well, my dahlias, not my dahlias. My cannas are already about a foot tall.
Yeah.
in underlights in the basement. But yeah, get them started now.
Yeah.
Both the dahlias and the cannas.
But not outside. Get them potted up inside in a bright location. Grow lights work great, or if you have a greenhouse, out in the greenhouse.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't freeze in your greenhouse.
We tote them in and out.
Okay.
It's a lot of work.
Sure.
Yes, it is.
Sounds like it. I
40
saw something
pots.
the other day that, and it was just funny. It was how they hardened off their plants. They had a pallet, and they screwed wheels on it and had all of their potted plants on the pallet, and then they brought it outside during the daytime out of the garage on the pallet, and at nighttime they brought it back in. I thought the extent plant people go.
Yes.
Just get a greenhouse,
like
Joe.
Like that football stadium that has the grass that rolls out.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
How about vegetable garden? Is it time to get my carrots and beets and that sort of thing in, in the ground?
Absolutely.
Yeah, all your cool season crops, you can either transplant out plants or you can start seeding, direct seeding. On your things like cabbage and your cold crops, I recommend going with transplants.
Yeah.
It's a little late to start seed on those now.
Yep. And then if you do plant plants out versus seed, just harden them off so that they're used to the sun. We think of sometimes hardening them off as getting them used to temperatures, but it's also you want to slowly move them out into the sun. Start them out in a shadier spot, and then every day move them out into a little bit more sun. And then keep an eye out on the wind. If we're really windy, don't have them out on that, because that can just beat the crud out of new seedlings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I knew my apricot trees had already flowered and gotten frozen, so I was thinking it was time to get busy on stuff.
Yeah, apricots are good at that.
Yeah, they're notorious.
Yeah, well, yeah. No, they bring, I'm a firm believer that apricot trees bring a second frost. It's not...
Frost.
They actually create the frost.
It's frost bait, yeah.
Yeah, it's some sort of pre-polar vortex thing that they suck in. You guys have a great weekend.
You too, Joe. Thanks for calling.
Yeah.
Bye-bye. Oh, let's see here. Here's a text question. Listen to your program. This is a very novice gardener. I want to transplant these shrubs, and I've got some stems. Do I put them in water and then soil after a month and plant them? Okay, I got some stems.
This is the picture.
Yeah.
She sounded like maybe she took some cuttings of some
yeah.
euonymus.
So that's the only, is that the only shrub that she's got listed? So.
Yeah.
Okay, so you need to root them first.
She wants to know if she should root them in water and then plant them in soil, or if she and then plant them out.
You know, I hate to use the water method.
I'm not a big fan.
Because then you got to pot them up into soil, and those roots have to adapt to the soil, which sets them back.
And then you can break them off when you're planting them. We both are a direct soil planter.
Yeah. But I think I would do it indoors,
Mm-hmm.
in containers, and maybe even on a heat mat.
Yeah.
To help them get rooted. And once the roots are out to the edge of the pot, start coming out the bottom of the pot, then they'd be ready to put outside. Probably be late May, early June.
Yeah, I was going to say it'll take a couple months to root
Yeah.
in. But keep them moist, while you've got your cuttings. And you don't want those cuttings to dry out. So take those cuttings and then, stick them into the soil.
And you could actually put a humidome. I don't know how tall your cuttings are, but you could cover them with a loose plastic bag, a clear plastic bag.
Yeah, and then that's a good point, though. Don't make sure your cuttings aren't too long. You only want a couple inches sticking out of the soil, up to like maybe 3 inches out of the soil.
Mm-hmm.
So your cuttings might be a total of like 6 inches long, and then you stick the one end into the soil. You can reuse a rooting hormone if you want to. It's not absolutely necessary.
And she said Euonymus japonicus, and I'm not sure that's hardy here, is it?
Yeah, I know.
Let's see. I can tell you here, U.S. zone 6 to 9. We're really considered a zone 5.
Yeah. So it's borderline to begin with.
Borderline is right. So I don't even know if it's worth the effort, to tell you the truth, because all we have to have is one normal zone 5 winter, and they're gone.
Yeah, we had like a zone 8 winter this year. Not just joking.
Yeah, so I don't know if it's worth it, to be honest.
Most places you can get euonymus in a 1 gallon pot.
Mm-hmm.
To be honest, if it was just me, and they're not that expensive in a 1 gallon pot.
Right.
I would go that route if it was personally in my own garden.
Mm-hmm.
So, I am all for being adventurous, though.
Yeah, you got to push. You got to test the envelope.
Yeah.
And see if the books are right. So that's why I have rhododendrons and azaleas in my yard.
I grabbed a little wintergreen the other day just because I just couldn't help it. Because I couldn't help it.
Yeah.
It's native to North America. No.
There you go.
I'm planting natives.
So to answer the question about that euonymus, there are other varieties of euonymus that grow here that are much, much, much hardier.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest disappointments for me in the garden is to plant something that is marginal and it goes along for a couple of years and then suddenly it's gone.
Yeah.
And I've wasted all that time and now I've got an empty space again.
Yep. And keep in mind, too, most euonymus here are broadleaf evergreens, and they don't like a ton of winter sunlight.
Right.
They winter burn super bad. You'll lose all the leaves on them during the wintertime.
Yeah.
So even if you're planting it in a shade during the summertime, if it's underneath a shade tree that loses all of its leaves in the wintertime, and then it's in a lot of sun in the wintertime, it's probably not going to be happy. So...
Well, it'll lose its leaves. The leaves will scorch. It'll look horrible. And then when spring comes around, it'll put out all new growth. But in the meantime, it's going to look a little scraggly.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's our opinion on that.
We're doing good. We're working down our text message line.
Yeah, we are.
We got
What
like
we're doing
2 minutes.
We've got 2 minutes. What's a short one here? Good morning. Would it help to use Revive on the grass this year? And that's from Katie in Denver. And I would say yes.
Yes. And,
yes.
And Rich Lawn owns Revive.
Yeah. Now, why is it good to put down Revive?
Because Revive is a surfactant. It helps break down water tension on the soil. So sometimes if we're having a really dry, hot climate, weather, our yards can dry out to the point where they have a hard time absorbing the water.
Exactly.
They kind of get hydrophobic is what the word is. The technical word is for it. And the Revive cuts down surface tension. So basically what it does is it makes it so that the water can be absorbed into the ground.
It makes water wetter.
It makes water wetter.
Yeah. So that it can get into the soil and in compacted areas, on slopes.
Yeah.
That because water put on slopes has a tendency to run off.
Yeah.
So Revive is a great one to get the water down into the soil and into a deeper profile of the soil.
Yeah.
And I use it. It also has some extra ingredients in it, like some humates and things that really do help the plant look better.
Yeah.
And grow better. So I'm a fan of Revive, either the liquid or the granule. The liquid, I would use. Well, I use both. I use both the liquid and the granule.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay. All right. Well, that means we have to go. That music, I hate to hear that music because it means the show is over, and they won't give us another hour. I'd have to pay for it, and I don't want to. So we're going to go until next week.
Yep.
And both Devin and I will be back next Saturday morning.
We will be.
And we'll be answering your gardening questions then as well. So write them down as you go along this week and be ready to call in early because as spring rolls along, the phones fill up fast.
It does. It does.
So until then, keep your shovel sharp and always be careful where you dibble. And until then, get out in the garden, plant some stuff, and we'll see you next weekend. Bye-bye.